right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say call halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth, the trailblazers, the true leaders of all Israel. Shalom and salutations to the hopeful elect Akim out there spreading the gospel throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and truth, and presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice as the scriptures teach us to do so. Shalom to the very few sisters that do listen up as well. And the brother Yarmaya from the Great Millstone Chicago camp.
This is the brother Batakala.
Yeah, basically the brother had something on his mind, and we just coming to you with another lesson, you know, in the spirit of Apostle Elder Tahar, man, just uploading this raw.
That's right. But basically what happened was I spoke to one of my cousins today who just recently moved to a new city with one of his family members from the other side of his family that I'm not related to by blood. But, you know, I done already broke it down with my cousin that that moved. That I don't know his cousin that he lived with, but, you know, I broke it down with my cousin already. He's hip to what's going on. He understands what's going on. But his cousin, I guess, has not been made privy to this information. So while we was talking on the phone today, you know, we was talking about how shit's going crazy, how they bringing the troops back from Afghanistan to set them up over here, to be policing the streets over here when the martial law comes very soon, etc. And my cousin's cousin, he's still in the mindset that this ain't going to happen for another 5 years or so. And he's of the mindset that there's something that he can do as a man to stop or to survive this. Not to stop it, but to survive this. And
with his own hand.
Yeah, by his own way, you know, not it didn't really, the Lord didn't come into the conversation until I brought the Lord into the conversation. It wasn't on this guy's mind at all. And, you know, that's okay. You know, Jake is ignorant out here. But the main crux of this lesson is that you always, you have to be ready, man. You always have to be dealing with pertinent information. Now, of course, the scriptures are pertinent, but when you're dealing with these people that's not really in the scriptures like that, you have to be able to be dealing with pertinent information that they aware of, because sometimes that's what it's going to take to
you have to deal with logic.
That's right. So you always got to be watching. You always got to be ready. And it's a certain way that you cut these people, man, because you got to understand, we as the men of the Lord and as men who have taken it, and really we haven't taken anything upon ourselves. The Lord put the spirit on us to go out on the highways and byways to wake Jake up. And when you have that burden on your body and you have to carry that load, it's a certain way that you talk to Jake, man. You can't just explode on Jake or go hard on Jake all the way like that, because you're going to end up turning them off to the truth. And even if that's what the Lord wants, you still might have to answer some questions for that.
Yeah, the Apostle Paul said, I became all things to all men. And that's what he was going into. How he said that those that without the law, to the Greeks is a Greek, to the Jew, those with the law. He knew how to shape shift in the spirit, so to speak, man. He knew how to be versatile. That's what Yahweh Shai said, I will give you a mouth and wisdom which they will not be able to gainsay nor resist. Now, granted, the Lord put the spirit on you to do this, but it's a certain type of way you have to deal through experience dealing with these different people, so to speak.
Especially when you're talking about Jake, because Jake is hard-headed. And ultimately, am I saying that it's your responsibility if they don't accept and acknowledge the truth? No, I'm not saying that. But it is your responsibility, in the words of the older brother Yak, and you know, this is from the scriptures, but he says this all the time and brings it out almost every week. You do have a responsibility to plant and water the seed, man.
Yep.
Now, if the increase comes, that's up to the Lord at the end of the day. But your job as a husbandman is to plant seeds and water and tend to those seeds and pray to the Lord that it works out for him.
Yeah, the scriptures say, take heed to the flock over which the Lord has made you overseers. The church which he purchased with his own blood. Tells you that in the book of Acts. Take heed to thyself. That's part of taking heed to thyself, what the brother going into. And it says take heed to the flock. And that's really exactly what it's talking about.
And the reason why, because it says to be a watcher in the scriptures, and the reason why it says that, and the reason why the scriptures don't say just focus on what the scriptures say and don't worry about no other information, is because when you talk to these Jakes, man, every one of these niggas is an expert according to theyself.
Yep.
They all think they have the answers. They all think they know everything. A big part of the reason why we are where we are right now is that Jake thinks that they have the answers for everything. Okay. okay? And as a man of the Lord, and Lord willing, as a member of the elect, our job of rulership begins right now with getting this information out to these people, man.
That's right.
In a way that uses decorum, in a way that uses proper etiquette, man.
Hey, the scripture goes into in the Proverbs, it lets you know how to answer a fool according to his folly. you know? These dudes, you have to be well groomed, you know, in the spirit, you know. And like we take other books and other venues of information, because that is actually in the scriptures. That's why the scriptures say be occupied in prophecies. It starts with the scriptures, but like the Apostle Elder Tahar say, we filter things through the scriptures.
That's right.
You know, so we read those other books. So